Welcome to another edition of the Hoop Scoop, brought to you by Red Raider Outfitter, the fans' favorite since 1975. I'm Jared Johnson, and Texas Tech basketball fell back down to earth with an 89-62 loss at Baylor. Number 11 Baylor, a very good team. So it's not a shocking result. It's just disappointing because you're hoping that Texas Tech could keep its winning streak going, and maybe they had found something. And this isn't to say they haven't, but if Tech ends up losing several more games down the stretch, then it'll look like the Iowa State game was an anomaly more than, maybe they figured something out, obviously. The first test after that was not good. In the first half, the Red Raiders came out strong. They stayed within 4 by the break, by half. They were very aggressive offensively going to the hole. They outscored the Bears 20-10 in the paint in the first half. They played really good defense for the most part against a very lethal Baylor team offensively. And then they did a really good job on the defensive boards in the first half. In the second half, that just wasn't the case. Their offense bogged down. Baylor really picked up the intensity on the defensive end. They were able to get open looks almost at will, both at the hoop and then from deep. And Tech just really bogged down offensively. Davion Harmon had a really good game with a game-high 20 points. Jalen Tyson also was really good with 19 points and 10 rebounds, but that's about it. I mean, Lamar Washington had some moments. Kerwin Walden made a couple buckets, but Kevin O'Banner only had 6 points and 1 rebound. He was a hero in those 2 wins on that 2-game winning streak. Had 2 really good games, and overall he's been pretty good this year, but he hadn't been great. And with the injuries and just with him being the guy coming back and the way this team was built, they really need him to be, a dominant player pretty much night in and night out. And when he's not a really good player, Tech they're not going to win against good teams. So that was the case against Baylor, and they got blown out. They lost by 27 points. They were outscored, by 23 points in the second half. So tough loss. I thought Keontae George, really all the players for Baylor, especially in the second half, looked really good. But some of the differences in talent were obvious there, especially just some of the offensive talent that Baylor has and the length compared to an injured Texas Tech team. Daniel Bacho, is still a shadow of his earlier season self. I mean, he was great in Maui and early on, and the injuries and the illness and everything, he's just not the same player, and you hate to see that. Again, Lamar Washington looked good at times. Jennings did a couple nice things, but didn't really register a stat. Not a whole lot from Elijah Fisher either, or anybody else. So, Damarian Williams, I think he had a donut in terms of points. So, outside of Harmon and Tyson, there weren't a lot of bright spots for Texas Tech, and that's how you end up getting beat by 27 against a really good team at their place. Up next, Texas Tech has Oklahoma State. I believe it's 7 p.m. Central Time there in Stillwater. So, I mean, yes, that's a winnable game, but it's going to be tough to win there. They're going to have to play better than they did against Baylor today if they want to win that game and bounce back. You don't want to, get another losing streak going. You really have to stack some wins if you want to make a tournament, whether it be the NCAA, which seems really far-fetched to me, to be honest. Even before this game, people are saying that. I mean, it sounds great, but if you want to make the NIT, which I don't even know how many people out there watching care about that or not, but if you want to make a postseason tournament, you got to win some more games, and Oklahoma State figures to be one of the best opportunities remaining on their schedule. So that's 7 p.m. Wednesday night. We'll see how the Red Raiders bounce back. But for now, I want to thank you for watching, and until next time.